Hello and welcome to Techie Hive. As usual, today we'll talk about another top Java interview question, and question you can see on the display. What is difference between method overloading and method overriding in Java? Can you override or overload a static method of a class or interface and a default method of an interface? So by asking this question, interviewer wants to know that you have a good understanding of the inheritance and polymorphism. Let's jump into the answer straight away. Method overloading in Java is a feature that allows a class to have multiple methods with the same name but different parameters. And these differences could be number of parameters, type of parameters, order of the parameters. So in Java, a class can have multiple methods with same name but different arguments. The return type can be different. So return type is not used for you know uh, overloading, and it is a type of the compile time polymorphism. Sometimes it is asked what is compile time polymorphism and what is dynamic runtime polymorphism. So remember, method overloading is compile time polymorphism. You can see here we have given four examples of the add method. In first example, we have two arguments with same type. In second example, we have three arguments same type, and then we have a third example where we have different type of the arguments here. We have number of arguments are same, but types are different here. And then we have number of arguments are same but types are different. So these are the possible possible definitions or declarations of the method for method overloading. You cannot have string add int a int b and int add int a int b. Here you cannot have this one. The reason is the return type is different but parameters are same, so this is not allowed in the uh, method overloading. Let's move to the method overriding. In Java, uh, method overriding is a feature that allows a subclass, child class, to provide its own implementation of a method that is already defined in superclass. Remember, superclass means parent class here. It is used to achieve runtime polymorph dynamic method dispatch. So this is important point over again here. So method overriding is runtime polymorphism and method overloading is compile time polymorphism. A method is overridden when it has the same method name. So the method name in the subclass is same as the in the parent class. Same return type. So here remember in the method overriding return type is also important. In overloading it's not important. Or subclass of original return type. Same parameter list. So it should have same parameter list. It's not have like it cannot have different parameter list and also different type of the list. Is defined in a subclass always because when we say overriding, it will be always part of the subclass has equal or more accessible access modifier. So like if a base class has or parent class has protected, you can define a public. But if parent class has public, you cannot reduce the accessibility. So you cannot have that protected. The overriding method can declare a subclass narrower exception. So let's say parent class method throws an exception or checked exception of a class, then the overridden method can only throw exception of subclass of the exception which is sent by the which is thrown by the parent class. Let's move to the next part of the question. Here is the summary of static methods of a class or interface and the default method of an interface, whether we can override or overload them. Remember in Java 8, static method got introduced. So since Java 8 interface can have static methods, default methods, private methods, and also abstract methods. From this, summary, it's very clear that for a static method, overloading allowed. So you can overload static method of a class and interface. So that means compile time polymorphism is allowed in static method, but overriding not allowed. So when we define same method in subclass, then it will hide the static method from the parent class. So this is not method overriding. So dynamic polymorphism is not allowed in the case of static method. And reason behind this is that static methods are defined on class level. They are not on object level. And overriding or dynamic polymorphism happens on object level. That's why we cannot override static methods of a class interface. Default methods of interface, on the other hand, yes, overloading is allowed and overriding is allowed. So for the default methods of interface, you can overload or override those methods in the sub interface of the parent interface. To explain method overloading and method overriding, I have created a few examples in Java, and a link I have posted in the video post. Okay, that's all I wanted to cover in this video. Hope you like it. See you in next video.